I wanted to tell you today why I'm supporting George Abbott to be leader of our BC Liberal Party and also to be the Premier of British Columbia. And I could go through a long list of attributes ranging from respect for the fiscal condition of our province, experience in managing the complicated healthcare and education portfolios. But what it really boils down to in my mind is George's management style. He's not confrontational, he's a genuine listener, and he has a collaborative decision-making approach. And maybe he gets this from having previously made his living as a farmer and a small businessman. And it's my own personal experience that if you're a small business person, and particularly if you're living off the land as George has, it develops character, it develops common sense, and it develops the qualities of the person we need to lead this great, wonderful province. So I'm for George.
And I've watched him in local government instances and with the ministries he's been responsible for. He's been able to bring people together, engage people, and be able to come to solutions and create action out of them. I think he's the right guy for our party, the right guy to be able to bring together our party.
George is a consensus builder. He is someone who brings people together, finds a solution to an identified problem, and moves forward in a very positive way. So for me, George Abbott is everything that BC is looking for in a new premier.
For BC, a great vision which includes strong resource centers, which includes great health care, which includes support for farmers and agriculture and ranchers throughout the province. George's vision includes strength for seniors and for students who are trying to go through K-12 but also post-secondary education. He has the best ability to bring people together and look at issues from different perspectives, but come up with the best solution for the common good. He's a great listener, but he's also a guy who is a man of action and gets things done.
I think he's the best person for the job. A couple of reasons. He understands what makes our economy tick, both from the rural areas and the urban areas. But perhaps for me personally, one of the things that I enjoy talking to George about, and one of my passions is freshwater fishing. George understands that the sport fishing sector is really important for our economic growth.
George has lots of the values that I really appreciate in a leader. He's a strong communicator, he's a consensus builder, he knows rural BC, he knows urban British Columbia as well. He also is able to bring in a wide range of political beliefs into the BC Liberal tent. It's a free enterprise party. We need people who are federal liberals, we need people who are federal conservatives. George is the man.
And I'm supporting George because, first, George listens, George is collaborative, George is able to bring people of diverse views together, and George does not believe in a top-down system, which I think all of us are tired of.
George Abbott has all the qualities that I'm looking for in a leader. He comes from a rural background, a farming background. He understands mining, he understands forestry. He understands what we need to do in this province to build a bright future for families and for our future prosperity. That's why I'm supporting George Abbott for Premier of British Columbia.
Because he's so really good about it. I'm supporting George Abbott because he has everything that we need in a leader at this particular time in history of the province. We need somebody who is a team builder. We need somebody who is a great listener. We need somebody who's got experience. George has all these things, and he's got a very quiet, determined, but effective way of leading people.
And one of the first words that comes to mind when you think of George Abbott is the word balance. George is a guy with his feet firmly planted in the center and appeals to all aspects of the population. Another quality I really like about George is he's a really an idea man. George always is the one that comes forward with the new idea. And I think of all the candidates, he's the one that really gets that we have to do things differently in government. That the population, the public, the people of British Columbia really want to see some change in how we address the affairs of government. And I think George is the man to do that.
I'm Richard Lee. I support George Abbott as the Premier of BC, and I know that he has the quality to also bring people from different communities as well. I know that I've been working with him for so many years. For example, he can make decisions based on evidence.
Hi there, I'm Jane Thornthwaite. I'm the MLA for North Vancouver Seymour, and I'm supporting George Abbott for leader for the BC Liberal Party. I think George brings a different kind of leadership, something that we need in this province today. We have had some rough times in the last 18 months, and I think George is very willing to sit down and listen to folks, the grassroots, the people of British Columbia, in addition to the MLAs. So I feel very listened to when I talk to George, and I've seen him in action. I've seen him with committees. I've seen how he works with people, and he's very collaborative. And he listens, and he takes all sides into consideration, and then is decisive and makes decisions.
Yes, I'm supporting George Abbott. I've known George for 20 years. I worked with him in local government when he was MLA, and he was cabinet ministers in various organizations. We certainly have a great rapport. I think he's a consensus builder. I think he's going to work with rural communities as well as mainstream Vancouver, Victoria communities.
And I'm just really, really pleased to be supporting George. Some of the things that I find about George that make him worthy as a candidate for Premier is that he's honest, he's humble, he's collaborative, he works with people, and he gets results. He's got a tremendous record as a minister of 5 ministries, particularly the Ministry of Health. He delivers results for people, and he does it in a very honest and humble style. So I encourage everyone to support George Abbott for leader of the BC Liberal Party and Premier of our great province.